Hello and welcome. My name is Vikram and I'm here to tell you about our new batch on SAP S4HANA Controlling, which is starting from 19th of April. So in this video, I will tell you about this particular course, what is going to be the course content, what is going to be the duration and schedule of this course, what is the target audience for this course, what training material you will get, what is the additional support that we are going to provide, and some FAQs which may come to your mind. So the first thing is course content. So this is a course which is designed for those SAP FI consultants who are struggling to get the opportunities on SAP CO, or those of you who are already working on the CO projects but you realize that there are a lot of areas in SAP CO which you don't have the knowledge till now or you don't have the experience. Also for those guys who are not working as the consultants, maybe they are working as the end users, so they are already aware about the business processes in SAP CO because they are following it on day-to-day basis, but now they want to convert that end user knowledge or experience to work as a SAP CO consultants. So if you are falling under this criteria, then this course is right for you. This will help you to gain the basic to advanced level knowledge on SAP CO components. In this course, we will first start with overview to SAP S4HANA. So our first session, we'll talk about what exactly is SAP S4HANA, what are the important terminologies used in SAP S4HANA, like what is the difference between SAP HANA and SAP S4HANA, what is SAP Fiori, what exactly is SAP Activate methodology, what are the different deployment options, like what is the difference between private cloud, public cloud, on-premise. So these are some of the areas that we'll be discussing in our first session. Once we are done with overview to SAP S4HANA, then we will go towards the understanding of the major changes in SAP FI compared to SAP ECC. So before we jump onto the SAP CO topics, we will have one session in which we will understand for this will be important or this will be helpful for those of you who are working on SAP ECC. You already know what are the business processes applicable for SAP FI and ECC, but you just want to gain the overview of what exactly has been changed from the FI perspective. So this particular session will help you understand that particular topic in detail. And once we are done with the basic understanding of the overview to SAP S4HANA and the major changes compared to ECC, then we will go towards our main topic, that is SAP Controlling. So within SAP Controlling, there will be first overview session where we will understand what are the different components of SAP Controlling. Like what exactly is cost element accounting, what is cost center accounting, what is profit center accounting, where exactly these components are used, what exactly is product costing, margin analysis or COPA, material ledger. So we'll have the overview to all these topics before we deep dive into each of these topics in detail. So from the fourth session onwards, we will start the deep dive into the SAP system and we'll be discussing all these topics in detail. The first topic obviously will be the organization structure, because in order to execute our different controlling scenarios, we definitely need the organization structure to be ready. And this is not only from the FI or CO perspective, because if you see, when we are going to talk about the components like product costing, margin analysis, material ledger, these has a very tight integration with SAP SAP SD and SAP PP. So when we are talking about this SAP organization structure, we are not going to restrict it to FI and CO. We are also going in detail of the configurations related to configurations related to SD, configurations related to PP. So this will not only help you to understand from the CO perspective, but even if you want to gain some knowledge on the integration part between and FI or SD and FI or PP to to FI, this particular session will help you to get that detailed knowledge also. And once we are done with the basic setup, once we are done with the SD, PP setup, whatever is required in order to execute the different scenarios, then we will go one by one. First, we'll go to the cost center accounting. Now, in cost center accounting, we will obviously start with the master data. We need to first set up the master data. We can do the planning. We can do the actual postings. We will see how the planning activities are done, how the actual postings are done. And not only we will see the traditional way of doing the planning, we will also understand the new ways using the Fiori apps on how to perform the planning and what are the different options available for the planning in SAP S/4HANA latest version, that is 2023. One of the new feature which is introduced in SAP S/4HANA for cost center accounting is cost center budgeting. Remember, previously if you want to do the budgeting, it was only possible with the help of internal orders. Now with the latest version of SAP S/4HANA, we can do the cost center budgeting also. Okay, we will see that in detail. We will see the practical scenario, practical end-to-end cycle on how to perform the budgeting and what error or information message you will get when the actual postings are going beyond the budgeted value. We will also see allocation cycles, including distribution and assessment in the traditional way. Plus, we will also understand the universal allocation, which is the new way of performing the distribution and assessment, again with the help of Fiori apps. And then we will obviously go into the internal orders. We will see the master data. We will see the actual postings. We will see how we can settle the cost from the internal orders to different cost objects. We will see how the internal order budgeting used to work. Okay, so there is no change in SAP S/4HANA when it comes to internal order, but even the traditional way of performing the settlement and budgeting will be covered in detail in this course. The other master data like activity types, SKFs, all these things again which will be important for us in order to execute our product costing and cost object controlling scenarios. We'll be covering the master data here, and we'll be using those master data during our postings in the different components. Then we will go to the profit center accounting. Again, we will understand the master data part. We will see how the planning is done for the profit center accounting, how the actual postings will be triggered, and what are the different period end activities that we perform in profit center accounting. Once we are done with this basic components, then we will go to the advanced components like product cost planning. In product cost planning, as I told you, this component is not independent component. It has lot of dependency on the different logistics modules like SD, PP, and that is the reason we will be doing the deep dive understanding of the materials management, including we need to create the BOM, which is bill of material. We need to create a routing. We will also understand how the production orders are created, and we will be also doing the standard cost estimate. Okay, we will understand what is the difference between the standard cost and the moving average price with the real-time examples. In order to perform the product cost planning, we also need to understand the costing sheets, costing variants, how to carry out the standard cost estimate, how to mark and release the product cost estimates. These are just examples. In short, whatever are the different things that we need to do in order to calculate the standard cost of the product and update it in the material master, all those things we are going to see practically in the system. So once we are done with the product cost planning, we will also understand product, which is one of the topic in product costing, that is cost object controlling. We will understand the complete cycle of MTS, which is make to stock, make to order. Okay, so we will talk about what is product cost by order, product cost by period, and also sales order costing. Right, so these are very advanced scenarios which we are going to see practically in the system. We will create multiple production orders in MTS scenario, MTO scenario. We will calculate the planned cost of that production order. We will perform the actual postings to those production orders, the variance calculation, the WIP calculation, settlement of the production order to the material. All these things you'll be able to understand in detail in the practical session. Then we'll talk about the material ledger, which is one of the very important topic in SAP S/4HANA. So in material ledger we have different scenarios. Okay, one scenario is multiple currencies, when you want to valuate your material in more than one currencies. Similarly, multiple valuation, if there is a requirement of a profit center valuation or a group valuation, that would be covered under the multiple valuation component. And then the actual costing. This is very important topic when it comes to the manufacturing companies, because throughout the month they may want their products, especially the finished products or the semi-finished products, to be valuated at the standard price so that they are able to calculate the variance. But at the end of the month they want to update their materials at the actual cost, and that is the reason we perform the actual costing run, which will update the materials at the actual cost at the month end. We will also discuss COPA, which is now called as margin analysis, because in SAP S/4HANA it is recommended to use account-based COPA, which is also renamed as margin analysis. So we are not only going to talk about the account-based COPA, we are also going to see in detail the costing-based COPA, because this is still available, although it is recommended to go for account-based COPA, but there are few customers who are already using costing-based COPA. So we will understand that part also in detail. So both the things, costing-based as well as account-based. And in both the scenarios, we will start with the basic setup. We will understand how the data flows to the COPA from the different components, from the SD component, from the FI component, how the allocations will work, how the derivations will work, and how at the end you will be able to generate the reports in COPA. We will also discuss about the latest innovation in CO module. Okay, for example, predictive accounting with the help of prediction ledger, which is again the topic which is relevant to COPA. We will discuss and we will see practically in the system. And these are some of the theory applications. Universal hierarchies. So normally, we create cost center hierarchy, we create financial statement versions. Now, instead of creating these hierarchies independently, we can create all these hierarchies using the universal hierarchy Fiori app, which is available. We also have universal allocation, as I told you. So previously we were using a separate transaction code for distribution, for assessment, for COPA allocations and all. Now it has been combined into one single Fiori app called as universal allocation. And as I told you, cost center budgeting and the new Fiori apps which are introduced for the transaction purpose, for analytics purpose. These are some of the things that we'll be discussing in detail. So the overall course content will help you to work independently as a SAP CO consultant. Now obviously with this knowledge you will be having a good hold on the topic, and you will be able to take the senior roles under the SAP CO area. Apart from the course content, let's talk about the course duration and schedule. So this is a 10 weeks program which is starting from 19th of April. So it is going to be around 2.5 to 3 months of time, and the sessions will be conducted only during weekends. Okay, it is going to be around 2.5 hours of session every Saturday and every Sunday. When I talk about the timings, it is the timings as per IST. And then finally the target audience, although I already told you earlier, just wanted to repeat. So the target audience is those of you who are SAP Finance Consultants. This is a perfect opportunity for you to convert your knowledge from FI to CO also. And even if you are not the SAP FI consultant already, but if you are a finance professional and you already worked as an end user, you know the processes and you want to become a consultant, then also you can transition to the consulting role. What about the other training materials that would be provided? You will be provided with the useful PDFs, some of the PDFs which are very important for you from the certification exam point of view, some of the PDFs that we will be creating and we will be sharing with you to execute the scenarios. You'll be also getting the PowerPoint presentations of some of the topics that I'm going to discuss during the session. And you will be also getting the certification practice questions. So if you are planning to go for the certification after this course, what kind of questions are asked? We have the list of around 150 to 200 questions which will help you to prepare for your certification exam. What about the additional support provided? So in addition to all these live sessions, what are the other things that you will be getting once you register for this course? Number one, you will be having the WhatsApp group support. So as soon as you join, as soon as the batch started, we will be providing you we'll be adding you in the WhatsApp group, and that group will be you will be open to share your knowledge, you will be able to raise your questions, and not only the participants who are going to attend these sessions, my team, my dedicated support team will be also available on that WhatsApp group to resolve your issues. So when you are practicing, it may be on the weekdays, it may be something which is beyond our schedule, but whenever you are practicing and if you come across any doubt, you just need to post on the WhatsApp group, and my team, support team, whenever they are available, they will definitely try to resolve your issue then and there itself. On top of that, we have on-demand doubt sessions also, again with my support team. This is also available Monday to Friday. So anytime if you have any doubt and it is not getting resolved through the WhatsApp group, you can join that Zoom session which will be shared with my team, and they will try to resolve your issue immediately. On top of that, if you are still not able to resolve your issue, then you can join the weekly doubt clarification session with me. This session normally happens every Friday. So in case if you have a doubt which you are not happy with the support provided with my team, you can definitely join that session and you can clarify your doubt. And obviously you have the Saturday and Sunday session, where after I complete my topic, again we will open the Q&A sessions. You can ask your doubts and get it clarified. The final slide for today, it's some of the FAQs. So for example, if you have this doubt, which version we are going to perform the training on, it is going to be the latest version, that is 2023. What if the timings are not suitable to you? If you are not comfortable with these timings, in that case, because we need to cater the requirement of the participants throughout the world, so that is the reason we kept this time which can suit the timings of most of the people all across the world. But in case if it is still not comfortable to you, you can always go through our self-paced video course. If you are not able to join the live session, you can go through our self-paced video course, where again you will be getting the same content, okay, but only thing is you may not be able to join the live sessions because of your unavailability of time. What if I miss a session? So if you miss some of the session, you don't need to worry. Similar to this session, all our session gets recorded, and those sessions will be available to you for the period of 1 year, so that you can go through that session and be prepared for the next one. What about the fees? The actual fees for this course is 40,000 INR, but because we are providing the early bird, because we are still left with around 2 months of time to start this course, maybe more than 2 months. So we are providing the discounted fees for the early bird students who can join or who can register before 28th of Jan. Right? So if you are registering before this date, you will be enjoying this benefit. Definitely once this date is over, the fees is going to increase. So please, if you are planning to join, it would be much better if you take the decision now and you register as soon as possible. So that was the whole agenda. I hope you got the complete understanding of what this course is all about, who is my target audience, what is the fees, what is the timing. If you have any other doubts, you can reach out to my team, and they will be, these are the contact numbers. You can contact my team and they will be able to provide you the answers. Thank you for being patient, and I hope I'll be able to see you when we start the new batch. Thank you. Bye.